Video 9, Ryan Lel's fundraising course. As I talked about at the very end of the last video, in video 8, I got a chance recently to talk to a couple of our largest donors, people who gave some very large amounts throughout my adventure with cancer. One of them I had never met before. I still have not actually had the opportunity to meet them in person. They truly were a follower of mine on Facebook and got connected to my story through an original video that I made that kind of went viral, where I talked and kind of went on a rant about cancer equals change. It's not a death sentence. I was in my car. It was the month I got diagnosed. I was headed to hyperbaric oxygen chamber treatment. I remember it so well. The other person was someone that I hadn't known very long prior to cancer. Both of these people have asked to remain anonymous, which of course I'll completely respect. But I talked to one of them on the phone. I got a chance to actually have a Skype session with the other person, like I said, that followed me on Facebook. And I just asked him, what caused you to give me so much money? What caused you to give multiple times? What compelled you to want to help me so much? And they actually had very similar answers. Both of them told me on some level, they said, Ryan, we've never had cancer. We haven't necessarily had any immediate family members have cancer, but we've had some other health scares or health issues. And in the last several years, both of them had started doing some research and just started learning and trying to understand maybe why cancer was so prevalent around the world. And they began to research, the different treatment paths, the conventional side of things like chemotherapy, radiation, surgery. They began to look at statistics. They had also started studying alternative medicine. They've been looking into more natural remedies and the idea that the body could heal. They'd even looked into clinics around the world and where would they go, and really just imagining what path would they take, what scenario would they be in if, God forbid, they ever got the diagnosis themselves, or maybe a child of theirs, their spouse, or a very close family member or friend. And they said that when they saw my video and I was so convinced that I could reverse stage 4 cancer, that I was so convinced that an alternative path to healing was possible, when they saw my attitude, they said to themselves, man, I want to believe with everything in my heart that, that I would do the exact same thing, that I would take this approach that Ryan is taking. But you never really know until you're diagnosed. They kind of laughed and said, you became my guinea pig. You became our guinea pig. And they wanted to contribute and see for themselves if what they were wanting to believe in their heart was really, truly possible. And they were in a great position financially, and it was an honor for them. But what I really get from it is that I had a clear direction. My attitude was positive. I was very clear that I understood the seriousness of my situation, but I didn't have time to sit around and feel sorry for myself. Folks, I think that has a lot to do with being successful in fundraising. What is your vision for this adventure with cancer? For you getting better, for you making radical lifestyle changes? What is your plan? What is your attitude? Make it clear. Not everybody's going to agree, but perhaps some people find out about your story the way these people found out about my story. And maybe they're in a really great financial situation and position. And maybe they're compelled in their heart then to donate, and maybe even perhaps large amounts that can be extremely, extremely helpful along the way. and collapse time frames for you and I to be able to do everything we need to do. So these two people gave 3 or 4 different times, always very large amounts, and they were so interested in seeing if what I believed could happen would actually happen. And it did. But even if it hadn't, they both told me they would have never regretted donating 1 dime. They would have never had any second thoughts about helping me out. They fell in love with me. They loved my family. It was an honor and a blessing for them. I think we forget that a lot of times when we're the one asking for money. I think we forget how good it feels for people to help us. And I think it always goes back to that earlier video that I talk about. You got to wrestle with this belief that you are worthy, that it's just as blessed to receive as it is to give. And I think once you get over that internal hump and you apply the rest of these tips that I'm talking to you about, you might just be amazed at how much money you raise. And now you can have the tangible resources necessary to go do what is necessary. Put in the work, be disciplined, believe in the body's ability to heal, and the miracle will manifest itself. All right, everyone, we're going to have one more video where I give you a few more tips. That's going to be video number 10. And then we have a bonus video for you after that. I'll catch you on the next video.